Welcome to the finals of my June 2020 Top 5 Buds for Runners. I've logged over 35 miles running in these 10 buds, coming up with my top 5 and honorable mention buds for running. It's been a way longer process than I anticipated. It's affected my channel's content, but I'm happy that I put in the effort and I can share this information with my fellow runners. In this video, I'm going to flash all the contenders. I'm going to finish off the round of 8 competition, including a few honorable mention buds, and then I'm going to rank the top 5 on my way to number 1 against the PowerBeats Pro. There's a whole lot of video footage and notes in the first round videos leading up to this final round. If you want to see more info on a bud, it is available on my channel. Now, stick around to the end to get a sneak peek at my upcoming bud reviews. Let's get started with the honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is the EnacFire E60. It's one of my favorite buds. The E60 joined my Galaxy Buds Plus versus TruEngine as a lottery pick entrant. The E60 performed very well. Its controversial shallow tips can be positioned in your ears in a way that allows them to be very aware of what's going on around you. Just like you have the same problem getting a deep seal for bass, you can situate them to get a good non-seal so that you can run with them without occlusion. The EnacFire E60's controls work well, and the sound quality is really well matched in that group of the Buds Plus and the TruEngine SE. Now, E60 can deliver more bass than either of those competitors with the right tip seal and replacement tips, so just keep that in mind. But overall, the E60 cannot defeat the Galaxy Buds Plus as a better running bud. So if you can live with adjusting the ear tips for your runs, the E60 can work well for running, but it's an honorable mention. Honorable mention number 2, the Boltune BT-BH023. A great all-around bud whose main drawbacks are the mids and highs could be more prominent and the ANC isn't very impressive. Oh, yeah. And the X3, MPow X3 exists. Enough said. Move on. Honorable mention number 3, the Soundpeats TrueBuds. The TrueBuds are a really interesting bud for running. Of all the buds in the competition, they have the best awareness and they don't block out any noise at all. But they have the weakest bass and the highest mids and highs, which gets a little tiring for me as far as sound quality. Now you can get thin silicone air tips made for the AirPods that help sound quality and stability a little bit and don't affect occlusion, so you can put those in your list for running buds. Now, on to the top 5. Game 5, the Soundpeats TrueWings against the MPow X3. This match can be easily summed up by recognizing that the MPow X3 is a better all-around bud in every category than the Boltune BT-BH023. And the TrueWings barely beat the Boltunes based on sound entirely. But the X3 doesn't give way to the TrueWings at all in terms of sound. The X3 is a bass machine. And if I said in my full review that it's an honorable mention in the top 5 bass buds, I meant it. Here, against the TrueWings, the X3 has 0 quirks for running. It just soundly trumps the TrueWings. The case size, the microphone quality, the sound quality is all on par or better than the TrueWings, and the ANC gives you a whole bunch of dimension that the TrueWings just can't compete with. The winner of this matchup is the MPow X3, and they will move on to the next round against the winner of Game 6, who is the Tranya Rimor Deep Bass against the Galaxy Buds Plus. This match is totally about trade-offs and price. The Tranya work as a running bud because I've said a your match may vary wearing position that I'm recommending, to put them in a different way than the manufacturer says, and that may lead to your buds falling out of your ear. I just don't know. While the Buds Plus, even though they're much more expensive and they don't have an IP rating very supportive of running at IPX2, but they do have an ambient mode which works really well for running. You know, it does contribute to their competitive position. Now, I absolutely prefer the sound of the Tranya Deep Bass over the Galaxy Buds. And shockingly, the Tranya's microphones work really well in voice commands, and while I watched the footage of the Tranya in round 1, I realized that the mics work best in the manufacturer's running recommended position, not my recommended position. And I could hear the audio quality suffering on the recordings that I posted in round 1 when I were in the down position. So it's my recommended wearing position that actually holds back the Tranya Rimor from being recommended, because I'm not 100% sure that that would work for most people, and that gives me a lot of pause to recommend them any more or any further as a running bud. So that's going to allow me to crown the winner of this match as the Galaxy Buds Plus. And that puts the Galaxy Buds Plus into the finals with the MPow X3, with the winner to face off against the PowerBeats Pro. So in that final matchup, the MPow X3 versus the Galaxy Buds Plus, these two are powerhouses in my mind. They each have some impressive feature that the other can't match. The X3 have ANC and the Buds Plus have ambient mode. And the winner will be decided based on my personal preference, but you really need to think about your personal preferences in order to figure out who would be the winner for you. Because either of these buds would be a tremendous running bud and deserving of a top 3 spot. Now the Galaxy Buds Plus ambient mode is great for running, and while it's much more expensive and they still don't have a very good IP rating for running, and their sound quality can't match the quality and the bass of the X3, even though the sound quality is still excellent, and the mics are better than the X3. In fact, the Buds Plus mics are better than any True Wireless Bud microphones that I've tested. But the X3 come in at this and attack the Buds Plus with a significantly lower price and ANC, which increases its sound quality even more. So it's enough to me. The winner of this matchup is the MPow X3. And as the winner of the current round of 8, the MPow X3 get to face off against my last Runner's Bud champion, the PowerBeats Pro. And the winner of this match will be crowned my June 2020 Runner's Bud. The night championship matchup, now again, the MPow X3 against the PowerBeats Pro. So these two are powerhouses of running. Physical buttons versus touch buttons. You cannot go wrong with either one of these. The PowerBeats Pro have great physical buttons, but they cost 4 times more than the X3. 4 times more! And the PowerBeats Pro sound quality is not as good, in my opinion, especially in the bass category. And the microphones don't even come close. Look, that's a wrap to me. The MPow X3 are my championship Runner's Bud for June 2020. Hands down, I find these to be a phenomenal bud. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this wacky path to a top 5 Runner's Buds. And I hope you check out my playlist with all the information on all the matches, all the way that I came up with this, and you can see the details of any of the top 10 buds in this championship in my playlist. And don't forget, I got a ton of upcoming buds, including the Tranya Rimor Deep Bass, which I am positive is a top 5 bud in my list of buds. So stay tuned for the coming vids in the coming days, and thanks for watching. Click that subscribe button. Stay safe, everyone. So Zen out.